Hey guys, this is Clear Sky Productions here, and as you can see, I am on my way home from Orlando, on my way back to Texas, and I thought I'd just go ahead and take some time to kind of do a review of the Monster Jam World Finals. So, it was great. Alright, so let's start with Saturday, so we get there. Just kidding. Guys, come on. I was on an airplane with like 180 people. I'm not going to hog the lavatory to do my entire review in there, okay? I'm sorry. I just can't. I wish I could, but I can't. I have a little more courtesy than that, you know? Anyway, so I just got back from Orlando today. Orlando, Florida, to be exact. You thought I was talking about Orlando, Oklahoma or something? Actually, I'm going to Orlando, Oklahoma next month, believe it or not. Friends getting married up there. It's kind of weird. But that's not the Orlando I went to. I went to Orlando, Florida for the Monster Jam World Finals this past weekend. And here's my review of it. Okay. Which, of course, I got plenty of footage of the event itself. Look for that coming. I got to get the clips on my hard drive, and I got to get, all that sorted out. It's going to take some time, but it'll come in the next few days or so, I'd say. I'm going to be pretty busy since, I'm back from vacation, so I will get it out as soon as I can, though. Anyway, so be on the lookout for that. But here's my review of the World Finals itself. So I'm going to start with Saturday, because that's the day that came first. Why would I start with Sunday? Like, why? Why would I do that, people? Tell me why. Okay. All right, enough chitter-chatter. So Saturday was the first day of Monster Jam World Finals. So Saturday was the day I was at the pit party. I didn't go to the pit party at all on Sunday. I was there on Saturday. Let me tell you, I got there at, say, around 11:30 a.m., maybe a little bit before 11:30, and let me tell you, it was humid. Oh my gosh. If you've never been to Florida before, if you hate humidity, you'll hate Florida. I'm just straight up, you will hate Florida. Florida's not as hot as Texas, at least this time of the year, this year anyway. It's not as hot, but the humidity, oh my gosh. I was drenched in sweat after not even 30 minutes at the pit party. So it was real cool. So I got there at Camping World Stadium. I got there just in time for the Jester reveal. That's right, they had a brand new Jestolade is what they call it. Jester was not in the main lineup, but there was a new Jester that was out. Got there literally right in time for that. Accidentally stepped on someone's foot because I was so excited about it. Seriously. Jester's literally one of my favorite trucks. So I was just inside. So that's why I stepped on someone's foot. I felt really bad about it, honestly. I really do. So anyway, that reveal happens. And then there's a new Kraken with some new colors on it. That was cool. And then there's finally, Recreation. That was a really cool truck as well. Like Jester, didn't compete in the event, but I will assume it will be competing in other events in the future, like in Monster Truck Throwdown, which I'm pretty sure Jester is part of, and Kraken too, of course. But of those three trucks, Kraken was the only one that competed. So, honestly, the colors weren't a whole lot different with Kraken. The Octopus, the Kraken, I guess, was a teal color, and the color was a little more streamlined, if that's the right word. I don't know, but it looked a little more spray painted. Not spray painted, but looked more glossy, I guess. It looked good, but that was really the only difference. You wouldn't really know otherwise. You may or may not even notice there's a difference in color. But it looked good though. That's the point. So yeah, we got there. That was that. A lot of non-competing trucks were there. Soldier Fortune Black Ops was there. The body was not on the truck. I guess they did a demonstration to how to put the fiberglass on. I didn't see that, but wait, what else? So they had an RC monster truck competition. We didn't watch the entire event. My parents were we'll watch the first round and that's it, because it was hot and humid and we wanted to keep walking and wanted to see everything. But we did watch the first round of that. That was really it was really interesting because the thing about these RC cars, it's okay, first off, it's a completely different skill set from regular trucks, obviously. And these RCs that these people are racing, they weren't the, $30 ones at Walmart that, broke in 3 hours. These are legit RCs, the ones that cost hundreds, I'd say, if not thousands of dollars. I mean, seriously, Google it. RCs can be insane. If you don't buy from Walmart, they are insane. Hey, speaking of Walmart, there's some weird Walmart health clinic thing out there. I have no idea what that was for. Had basically nothing to do with the event, so we're not even going to talk about that. Oh yeah, there's also some BMX motocross racing. I didn't really watch a lot of that. I kind of caught some when I was walking around, but didn't really see much of that at all. So let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of display trucks. There's that emoji truck, St. Jude's or whatever that one was. That one was kind of cool. Jurassic Attack, got to see the new colors in person. That was cool. And several others, you know. And then, of course, you have the, there are 2 ride trucks. We got to ride in the Megalodon ride truck. We kind of wanted to ride in Gravedigger, but they were like, nope, you gotta go in Megalodon. And which I guess I kind of understand why, because it's like, you know, if they gave people the choice, the line for Gravedigger would be like way longer, you know, because like everyone wants to ride Gravedigger, you know. Same reason why we have to have 5 Gravediggers at the lineup, you know, because guys still like Gravedigger merchandise. Okay, but enough about that though. Let's talk about the event itself. Okay, so Camping World Stadium, we're sitting in our seats, waiting for the show to begin. This is the part you guys have been waiting for. All right, so we're waiting in our seats, waiting for the show to begin, and at 6:40 p.m., it starts raining. So, of course, they put a thing on the screen that says, your attention, please, the event has been delayed due to weather. Something to that effect. Actually, it wasn't the rain that caused the delay. It was the lightning. There's some lightning in the area. So, now, before the rain delay came, the lightning delay, before the weather delay came, they had all the machinery out there, you know, fix up the track and all that. Then it starts raining. They have to evacuate everybody to, the concourses. So we're all standing on the concourses waiting for the rain to go away. Eventually it does. I'd say about 7:20 it went away, somewhere around that, 7:15 maybe. Go back to our seats about 30 minutes later. Yeah, about 30 minutes later, I'd say. So 7:10, I don't know. So we go back to our seats, and what happens? They send all the vehicles back out. They have to redo the entire track all over again. All over again. And we get to just sit there and watch them. They put all the equipment back out there. They're just moving dirt around and all that. Redoing basically the entire track. We sat there for like until almost 8 o'clock. And then finally, at like 7:50, the machinery goes away. And as soon as the last piece of machinery goes away, the American flag displays on the screen. So immediately it's like, okay, yeah, they're not wasting any time here at all. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention, too. So when they were redoing the track because of the rain, because by this point the rain was gone, it wasn't raining anymore, so they were able to redo the track. And they put this big thing out that has 1 through 10 on it. At first I'm thinking, okay, what in the world is that? And why was that not there before? It wasn't there the first time, but now it's there. I have no idea why. Anyway, so going back to the flag, so the American flag comes on the screen, and they do the national anthem, you know, all that. And then they bring the stunt truck out. Now, my brother, he was looking at the radar on his iPhone, and there was some more rain coming. It was still quite a ways off, but it was headed our direction. It was pretty big, too, on the radar. It was like a big thing of red, but it was still far away. It was still, you know, fine for now. And then the show starts with the encore. Because there's rain coming in the forecast, I presume FELD actually, you know, bothered to look at the radar, which is great. You know, step in the right direction. It's like when a child takes their first steps, it's like, you know, some people look at that and go, this is walking, who cares? Hey, first steps, people, first steps. Okay? FELD actually did something. They actually made a logical move. They probably watched that choice video from the Stanley Parable and actually took note from it. Anyway, so they actually start with the encore, and pretty quickly I realized, oh, okay, first off, that's what the big 1 through 10 thing is on the ramp. The thing made of styrofoam or whatever that thing was. And I bet that's what they're doing. They're trying to get the encore out of the way first, and then, yeah, that way so it doesn't get rained out. So they start with the encore. Tom Hanks comes out in the stunt truck, which is pretty cool. Like, I love the camera angle. I'm sorry. In one of my jobs, I actually work as a camera operator, so I notice some of the stuff that other people might not notice. But, okay, so you have the Monster Jam screensaver logo thingy on the Jumbotron, right? Or screen, whatever it's called. I'll call it the Jumbotron, because why not? So you have the screensaver thing, and then it fades to the tunnel, and then you see the truck like come into frame like this. It looked so cool. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. But either way, it looked so cool. Definitely got me hyped, and probably a lot of other people hyped too. So Tom Meents comes out in the stunt truck and does a reverse backflip. And I gotta say, it was pretty nuts. Okay? It was nuts. And then he goes away. And then they have to do more repairs on the track, because of course they do. And then, so at this point, because the track is still pretty wet, they tried their best. But Tom Meents comes out, and this time in his regular Maximum Destruction truck, comes back out and does a test run on the track. He finishes it off with a donut to signal, yeah, I think the track's pretty good. I was never really concerned except for the jump, where you jump over where the other truck's coming under. I thought, okay, I really hope he makes that. If he makes it, it will be good. If not, But he made it, and the track was good. The first time I've ever seen someone do a donut, not to celebrate winning a race, but to signal that the track is in good shape. And there were a few firsts at this event. So then, pretty shortly after, they start the racing. And you know how at the beginning of each show, they normally do like all the trucks will go around and parade around the stadium? They didn't do that. They went right to the chase. We saw Gravedigger, and I think it was Son of a Digger. I don't remember who was driving, by the way. Well, it wasn't Brendan Vincent, because he went on to win, so it couldn't have been him. But one of the other Gravediggers comes out with along with Son of a Digger. And yeah, it was just those two trucks. So I was expecting all the other trucks to come behind, but no, it was just those two trucks. And then they get racing. And then, so the way at Camping World Stadium, if you haven't been there yet, there's two tunnels, right? The trucks exited one tunnel, two more came out the other. So it's like they were just rotating, right? As soon as one race ended, they exited, bam, two more trucks. Like they were moving this thing along as fast as they could. And I think it was because of the rain. Like, they were doing everything they could to move this along. So it was literally just race after race after race. Like, they finished the entire racing bracket in, like, just over an hour. And mind you, there's 24 trucks. So it was a pretty big bracket. So let me talk about the whole over-under style thing real quick. It's definitely unique, and I definitely get what they were trying to do, because, so Camping World Stadium was renovated from 3 years ago. So remember 3 years ago when they started like outside the stadium and went down, kind of like Sam Boyd Stadium, but it's a little different. Well, they couldn't do that this time because the stadium had been renovated, and there's no way they could feasibly do that. And so I think that's why they went with over-under style, because they kind of figured they didn't want to do like the same racing that we've seen, a million times. Every Arlington show I've been to, pretty much. Well, except for 2016, it was different. But other than that, it's all been the same. So I have to give FELD credit for that. They actually did something right, They actually, the whole over-under thing was really cool. There was no bridge either. Like, you literally jumped over the other truck. I said in my preview video, I thought there was going to be like a bridge or something, but there actually wasn't. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised to see that. I really thought FELD was going to put something there because he's safety, but they actually didn't. Like, I was amazed. And that to me made the race a lot more interesting. There were no crashes though, so it's a pretty safe track as far as like crashes go. Yeah, no, over under is the safe track you'd never guess, right? But it actually is. See, it's really cool, but like it's pretty crash preventative for the most part. I mean, I guess there was one truck, I forgot which, it might have been Whiplash, I'm not sure, but a truck that almost crashed coming on the ramp, but ultimately there was only one crash on Saturday, and that was the stunt truck. So anyway, racing goes by pretty quickly. Now, the semifinals, right? Now, it's two Gravediggers, Brendan Vincent, obviously, and I can't remember who the other one was. May have been, I don't know. So the semifinals race with two Gravediggers ends. As soon as that race ends, like out of nowhere, it starts pouring down rain, right? Now, it was already sprinkling during the semifinal race, and people were starting to make their way to the concourse. But at this point, like, it's just like a tsunami. It's just pouring down rain. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, oh, great. We literally have one more race in the bracket. They're probably going to postpone it, One race left, really. But no. Son of a Digger almost immediately comes out of the tunnel, and they get right to that final race. While everybody's, like, running for cover like it's War of the Worlds, they do the final race, and I tried watching as much of it as I could. It was kind of hard to do with, people running everywhere and stuff, but I watched it. It's pretty entertaining, to be honest. And it's so funny, like, how quickly they went through that. Like, I can just picture, like, I can hear it in my mind, those USHRA officials with their headsets on, and they're like, okay, Ryan Anderson, come on, get out there as fast as you can. Like, I know but sir, it's raining. No, I know it's raining. Just get out there. We're going to finish this, last race. So, and then, of course, after that last race, by this point, everybody was up in the concourse, myself included. And then they put the warning back on the screen, this event's delayed. Then about 10 minutes later, I get a notification on my phone saying, that's it, show's done for tonight. They were supposed to do the high jump and the two-wheel competition also that night, but, that got moved to Sunday, which I kind of assumed, even before they had actually announced it, I kind of assumed, okay, whatever they didn't do today, they're going to do the tomorrow. And sure enough, yeah, they started with the two-wheel skill, then they did high jump, and then freestyle on Sunday. Now, the weather, thankfully, on Sunday was much more cooperative. The forecast looked kind of nasty at times, but ultimately nothing happened. It was actually very clear weather, like the whole event. So Sunday's event actually went on for quite a while. It was almost 4 hours, believe it or not. That's because, there were two events that they couldn't do on Saturday. Because Saturday only ran for like an hour and a half, maybe even a little bit less than that. And then, so Sunday they start with the two-wheel skills. They bring the 8 trucks out. They do a parade. And then the high jump happens. Now, the two-wheel skills was pretty entertaining. And let me just say, okay, Tom Mentz, that dude is still killing it in 2022. It's amazing. I was thinking, man, Tom Mentz, he's still driving. He might retire pretty soon. But nope. No, it is. Like, seriously, Tom Mentz, like, I commend that dude. Like, he's been driving for over 20 years. And he's still killing it. Seriously. Like, I don't know how he does it. Tom Mentz, hats off to him. Like, I have more respect now for Tom Mentz than I think I ever have had, ever. Okay? And I've always had respect for him. But just, like, right now, oh my gosh. Like, that forward flip he did after the moonwalk blew me away. Even my parents were like, he won. That was real cool. And then his freestyle run was pretty cool. I think it's a little bit more debatable. He did great. I'm just saying, a little more debatable. But two wheels, hands down, he had the best. Like, no doubt about it. That was really... Now, the high jump. Now, let me just say, overall, I found the high jump a little bit more amusing than the two-wheel. Two-wheel was okay. It seemed like there were a lot of... the two-wheel went on for a long time, because there's, like, a lot of trucks they had to, tow off and stuff like that. It just seemed to go on for a long time. The high jump, I really enjoyed the high jump, actually. To have an event that's just focused on jumping was actually really cool. Now, what's weird about high jump, too, is they didn't employ any judging in the high jump, because it's like, I was reading some comments on Instagram, and some people got confused. They were like, well, the other truck should have won. I liked his jump better. It's not about who has the best-looking jump. It's about who has the highest jump distance-wise. And that was pretty clearly Ryan Anderson. So all these people saying Ryan Anderson should have won, I'm sorry, but I don't really know what you're talking about. The other jumps may have looked cooler, but he still had the highest jump. So no, not really. He won fair and square. Speaking of judging, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so finally, FELD realized that fan judging just doesn't work. Now, they didn't completely ditch fan judging, but it was mostly non-fan judging. So the way it worked was, there was a number, I think it was like, was it 4 judges or 5? I can't remember, but they had a panel of official judges, and then they had a score for that. It was a decimal between 1 and 10, like 8.5 or, whatever. So they had that. And then they had a second number, which was the fan judging zone. That's like the fan judging where you get your iPhone out and all that. They took the two numbers, and they found the median. I'm sorry, I'm a little rusty on my mathematical terms, but I think it's called the median of those two numbers. That was the score. So, which, to me totally worked. I mean, I've always had no problem with having the fans be like the fifth judge or having like a partial say in the score. But to rely exclusively on fan judging has never worked. Seriously. Since they started doing it in the early to mid 2010s, fan judge, I'm talking exclusive fan judging, has been consistently garbage. Consistently. And it took FELD a long time to figure out, but they finally figured out that we need officials. And honestly, the fan judging didn't really tamper with it too much. So the official judging was significantly better. Like I said, I'm fine with having fan judging to an extent. But yeah, just having like just the fans and nothing else, just it literally never worked. I did not go to one show, not one show with fan judging where the winner was an accurate winner, in my opinion. Not one. There's almost all. I've talked about fan judging before, and I'm sure many people have, but the judging for the most part wasn't too bad. There were a few runs here and there that were a little controversial, but a significant improvement, I do have to say. Significant improvement. I do think the fan judging did have some bias. Like, okay, Gravedigger, for example, okay. Like, I've mentioned there's one show I went to, it was an arena show back in Oklahoma City, where, you know, truck went out, did some jumps, 6, 7, 7, whatever. Gravedigger goes out, does basically the exact same thing, 10, 10, 10. And I remember 9-year-old me just thinking, there's no way there was no bias in that. No way! And I loved Gravedigger growing up as a kid. I loved Gravedigger, but I thought bias just drove me insane even back then. As a 9-year-old, younger than a 9-year-old, as a Gravedigger fan, I want Gravedigger to win fair and square. So yeah, the fan judging did have a little bit of bias in it. Still needs some more. That's what happens when you hype Gravedigger up and have 5 Gravediggers and all that. But nonetheless, I will say significant improvement over previous years, so that's a plus. That's about it, I think. Oh yeah, okay, so let me talk about the freestyle track for a second. So freestyle track wasn't too bad, not too many ramps, they weren't too clustered. And of course we had a bus stack. That's right, kids, we had a bus stack. I said in my preview, look, I didn't expect a World Finals 5 track. I didn't. But I was just like, please give us something. Please something crushable. And you know what? Not only did they have a bus stack out there, the bus wasn't 90% buried in dirt either. It was about 50% buried in dirt, which, yes, granted, there were still a lot of trucks that went over the bus and not on it. But there were actually a couple trucks that did land on the bus, so they're heading in the right direction for sure. They still have a ways to go, I think. It feels still has a ways to go before they perfect it, but I gotta say with this event, they head in the right direction. And of course, you have the Gravedigger Encore. It was kind of, it was pretty good. I guess they could have done a little bit more, but I guess after what happened with World Finals 13, I think it was? Yeah, 13. The 30th anniversary Gravedigger Encore. It looked really cool. All the Gravediggers crashing into each other. That's also why Ryan Anderson was out till December of that year, because he broke his back in that. Yeah, he literally broke his back. They had to call an ambulance out and everything. So while Dennis and all the other Gravedigger drivers were all getting together, celebrating, and, talking to the audience, that was going on. So, yeah, they're probably like, we're not doing that again. So, which I can't blame them if that's the case. So, honestly, good for them for not doing that again. It's probably not a good idea, but it kind of seemed a little underwhelming, but yeah, I totally understand why they didn't do 2012 all over again. So we had a Gravedigger truck. It was Adam Anderson jumping over, I think it was 5? Yeah, it was 5 Gravedigger trucks, if I'm not mistaken. And I gotta say, it was pretty cool. By the way, the trucks were lined up vertically, too, not horizontally like they normally are, but vertically. So that was cool. Also, it's so cool seeing Dennis Anderson in the ride truck. I'm like, okay, I know he's not driving anymore, but surely he's got to be, part of this encore somehow. And he was, and that was just, it's one of those things, it was just too cool. It was just too cool, So overall, in conclusion, I would say this event wasn't too bad. Sorry, someone's yelling on the other side of the door. I'd say in the end, this is a solid, all things considered, I'd say 7.5 out of 10. Not too bad, honestly. Could FELD have done better with this event? I think so. But, this is really, So I know you guys enjoy my FELD rants a lot, but I only rant on FELD when there's a valid excuse for it. And honestly, I can't say this is a valid excuse. They honestly didn't do too bad. In some ways, they're heading in the right direction. I can't complain about that, you know? People do have to remember that. The main purpose of my FELD rants is not just to hate on FELD for just no reason. It's so that FELD can actually do things better. And if they actually do things better, then of course I'm going to commend them for that. And again, were there some things they could have done better? Yes. But overall, it really wasn't too bad of an event. Not my favorite World Finals, but certainly not my least favorite either. Really not bad. 7.5 out of 10. Really cool. I also really like, I know I've mentioned this already, but I really, really liked how they handled the weather circumstances. It was just really cool how they got to it. They did the encore first and all that. So, that's about all I have to say. So, watch out for my official vlog footage and all that. That's going to be coming soon. But I do have to go back to work tomorrow because, I did take 9 days off. So, money ain't going to make itself. So, I'm going to be pretty busy with work for a while. I'm going to go back to the book. So, I am going to get all this footage out. I just don't know when exactly. But be on the lookout for that. I know it's been kind of a long video. I've been going for about 26 minutes now, not counting the lavatory thing I got earlier. But I do kind of wish I would have been able to do the whole thing in the lavatory. But again, I didn't want to clog up the lavatory just for a YouTube video. So anyway, that's all for now. It's not late. It's like 9:30 at night, but I am really tired. It's weird how travel makes you tired because it's like, what do you do when you travel? Like when you fly somewhere, you sit on a plane. You wouldn't think that sitting on a plane would make you tired, but lo and behold, it happens to me literally all the time. So, that's all I have to say. This is Clear Sky Productions. I'm hitting the sack because I'm tired, and I bet you guys are tired of listening to me talk. So, congratulations to both of you who finished watching this entire video. You guys are some true fans. And both of you, it's all I need. I can die peacefully knowing that both of you are still watching this video. Both of my hardcore fans. All right, that's all for now, everyone. So until next time. Also, if I didn't mention anything that I, forgot to mention, should mention, please let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do kind of a follow-up to it or something. But I am too tired to go back and figure out what I missed. So until next time, this is Clear Sky Productions, signing off. Thank you, and good evening.